Hello guys, so this is Muhammed Aziz with a new section of Go language. Today our topic about Go language to go with HTTP client and HTTP server. So what is HTTP client? HTTP client is a client that allows you or that makes you capable that you can send HTTP request to a server and then get the response back from that server in HTTP format. Most of the language, in all the backend languages, you have this port available in the backend, and also that port is available for the front end as well, where you can create HTTP clients and then do some requests to the servers. Now I will always give you example of real world. For example, you go to a restaurant, you can consider yourself that you're a client or you're a customer, and the restaurant is behaving like a server. So what is happening, you just go to the restaurant and you can give some of the orders, like you can request something. So whatever the request you are making, being a client, the server is there to actually accommodate your requests and serve you under some parameters, like you have to pay the bill, etc, etc, etc. So let's see how we can create quickly HTTP client and HTTP server in Golang, and what kind of support Golang is basically providing us. Let's check in action. Okay, so let's start with our first client. That's going to be very easy. So this is our standard program which we always write like this one. So what I'm going to do, I will just call google.com. I will be a client and send a request to google.com to see what kind of a response I will get from that Google server. So for that one, I will just create two variables for now. First is response, another one is error, and then we have this beautiful library called HTTP, and that library is the one which is going to give us back the results. So HTTP GET is very simple and straightforward. Built-in support in Golang for net/HTTP package. That package is the one which basically provides you all kind of requests that you can make through that server. So for now I only need the get one. So in the get, I just need to give the address of my server, which in my case for this example is google.com. So I will just go that google.com, and if I say if, let's make a check if error is not equals nil. So what you need to do, just go with the panic that there is some error, so it will just stop the program from here. And other than that, just use defer, and defer will be just based on response dot like we say body close. So therefore I have used to actually execute at the end of the program. So unless we are getting all the response, it will just keep going on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to check what kind of a status I will get. The status is the one which we receive from the request. There are multiple different kind of statuses which I will cover in a different session of HTTP protocol, how it works and what kind of sessions we have. But for this particular Golang session, the only thing I will go with is to actually just creating a simple and smart client for us. So print line, and here I will just go with status responses, response dot status. Okay, so let's run this one. Go run. All right, so it means it's working fine. So as you can see, we have a status of 200, means the server is responding back. Okay, now we have the status. So let's go more in deep and try to read that what we are getting from that server. So for that one, I will going to use a scanner with another standard library called buffer input output. So I will create a new variable, and here I will use that buffer input output and create a new scanner, and that scanner is going to scan the response body we have. But for now I am not going to read the whole page which we are receiving, just only the first 5 or a couple of lines for us. That will be enough. And then for I0, and I will say that just read it unless the scanner is basically going to scan it, which we have scan and I less than 5, and then I will say I plus plus. So what you're going to do, just format dot print line, and that's what is going to actually read the scanner for us, which is in our case scanner dot text that we are going to read, and that's it. So if there is no line available, like in the response we don't even have the 5 lines, maybe 2 lines or something like that, so for that case what I can do, I can go with the error over here. So if error, I can say colon equals scanner dot, we have this error which is the basic error for the scanner one, not this one, scanner dot error, and I will in that case say that error not equals nil. So again go with the panic error. So let's run this again. Alright, so you see we are actually reading the lines from google.com, and these are the same lines which we actually receiving from in the source code of the Google. Like we can see there is HTML code, etc, etc, etc. So this is the way, this is a very small way of creating some kind of how to say a client in your Golang by using your net HTTP client library. Okay, so this might be not that much a good example, so let me give you another examples. I have sample APIs which I want to show you. So for example, this is sample API. You can also use sampleapis.com that you can use to actually run your client wherever you want. You don't need to create something. So for example, if I go with this one, and so we have vines, we have coding resources. Let's go with the coding resources, and it is giving you an endpoint which is something like that. So if I copy this one, you see there are a lot of data is available there. So I would just want to have this data into my application, so you just need to go and copy this one and just add into our this HTTP get, right? And let's run to see are we able to get the same response or not. There you go. So you have the same response, means with this simple line of code you are able to actually make or turn your software into an HTTP client. But this is all about the power of this HTTP library which comes as a standard with Golang. Okay, so this is all about the HTTP client. I only use the get method of this package, but there are some more packages, some more methods are also available for this HTTP. So to actually go more in deep, what we can go, we can just go into this library here in the documentation for this scope HTTP client package, and we can see that we have get, we have post. Like if you want to send something to the server, not only request but you also sending some parameters for, like in this example we are trying to upload some image where we are actually giving 2 more parameters for posting an image. That's what also that can be used, and also we have post form, etc. So I mean this package is huge, but to give an idea that you can how quickly turn your application, how quickly you can make a client to actually make some get request and a post request by using HTTP client is that simple. So in our next session we will check about the servers that is also going to use the same package which is HTTP, and we will see how we can basically create a server. And till then I will see you in our next session. Thank you for watching me. Take care. Bye bye.